Now let's go towards and start off with the champions, Liverpool. You can see the new additions they brought in, Milos Kekers and a lot of other young stars. Does it help them retain the league title and push further to for the UEFA Champions League?
Well, I think the what the board is trying to tell Ancelotti is we are going for everything. We are going to dominate football. You know, being the champions of England, they are flexing their financial muscles, and you can see them. They broke the bank for Florian Wirtz, one of the best players in Germany, an exciting talent. They've gone for Milos Kekes, one of the most exciting left backs in Premier League. They also what he did for Bournemouth. And even their outgoing sales, Kwanzaa, they got a good deal for him, 35 million quid to Leverkusen. So I feel this is a good addition for Liverpool. Yes, I know they will still be looking into the market because we have all lost Diogo Jota and they will be looking to add extra attacking threats. They also got Frimpong. Frimpong is off the field, close partnership with Florian Wirtz. We are going to see that translate into Liverpool. And I feel Liverpool, they are one of the favourites to win the league, as it has always been. They are also one of the favourites for the Champions League. So this is their good signings. They have been doing very well in the transfer window.
Do you think with what Asia said, Xavier, after they've lost Trent Alexander-Arnold in that creating aspect, do you think it's going to be hard for them to replicate that kind of talent he has?
I believe it will be hard for um, Arnold's replacement as Pimpong to do exactly what Arnold does. Yes, he's a very good attacking player, but in creativity, we all know that Arnold is like one of the best in the world. So the addition of Florian Wirtz to the team takes away the burden of creation placed on Frimpong. So that's what I believe. My only problem with Liverpool right now is where are they going to use Florian Wirtz? Is Szoboszlai no longer a starter? Is he going to play as an eight? Will McAllister not play? So, like, that is my only problem with Liverpool right now. But I believe the coach that signed him for that huge amount of money knows where he's going to play him. So, Liverpool, a top team, very good team.
So let's go straight towards Chelsea. We've seen their quick additions in this transfer window and five. They brought in Pedro, Delap, recently Kittens, and we've seen how they performed against Palmeiras in the Club World Cup. How does that affect Nicolas Jackson and the team after what we've seen what he can do? Like, how does it affect him in the team?
I mean, Jackson is quite alright. I've always said this that Jackson is quite alright for his price tag. I mean, he's bought for 32 million, so that's quite decent for the numbers he's putting out. I mean, last 2 seasons, sorry, he got 15 goals, right? Last season he got 10 goals, so it's quite decent. But moving forward, I don't think he's going to be a new starter. I don't even think his place is guaranteed in the team as it stands right now, because I mean we've been hearing rumors of transfer, right? So for Jackson, I feel it's going to be a fight for places, right? He has Dela to compete with, he has João PENdro to compete with, and he's also versatile. He can play the left wing, right? He played here. So I mean, it's all about competition, and the new addition being brought in now is just going to create a more competitive atmosphere in the club. Who knows?
Xavier, but these additions Chelsea are making, Pedro, and Delap and Kittens, they are bringing in Pedro that has the same profile in Kuku and Felix. Like, is that not like you're bringing in the same kind of profile we have in this club? And Jackson, you're not bringing in like an Isaac or Osima. You're still bringing in Pedro that's same like Jackson. Like, does it improve it at all, or it's just the same issue they're having with the board using the same kind of profile?
You know, the Chelsea management and ownership right now, they have a plan to sign as much as they can
Okay.
and sell as much as they can. It is like more funds generation right now than the footballing aspect.
So it's
Americans business. But Nkunku is leaving. Felix is leaving. So that's two of the same supporting strikers kind of players that are leaving. So they have brought Pedro to be a replacement to those two instead of having to let us have one. So now the versatility Pedro brings to the team is top notch. He can play on the left wing, can play on the right wing, he can play as a CF, he did that for Brighton and Watford, and he can also play as a 10, which is also taking less creativity away from Palmer. There's something different about him. So that's what
let me cut you short, because there's an idea in football right now that they say that type of profile is a dying breed. The supporting striker is a dying breed. So I don't understand why Chelsea are buying Pedro.
But can I put it? Do you think Pedro is in same weight with Kunku and Felix? Because I feel he's a different kind of player. When you see them play, they are kind of different, right? Pedro can be a starting line for you and give you decent numbers. Do you get it?
Penalties. Penalties.
Obviously, he's going to convert penalties. If he doesn't convert penalties, that's you're going to still want him that. Why is he not converting penalties?
I watched a video recently of João Pedro's last 20 shots.
Yeah.
Most of them were penalties. So I do not understand what the Chelsea
And
players
he
are
is
doing.
he's also a technical player.
Well, we can't deny his talent.
You play him on the left, so he can dribble, he can give you step overs, can create, cross, that kind of.
If I had no idea you're talking of Pedro, I would think you're talking about Joao Felix.
That's different. Can Joao play playing in 9?
Yes, he can.
Can he play in 9 like very well?
Not as
He's starting 9. He can't be as good as Pedro. That's what I'm saying. They are not the same way.
Pedro played behind Welbeck as well. Most of his games in Brighton, he did his percentage of games. I am sure there were a lot of them were not in the 9 position.
Last season was different.
Behind the 9.
Last season was different.
Yeah, because Welbeck was almost always injured.
Yeah.
And Pedro was their starting 9. But let's see, he might translate good to.
And then there's the issue of we have Delap, so he's not necessarily a starter.
Yes.
You get Delap should be the main starter. Should be the number 9. You get so Pedro could just come in as like a substitute, or he could be a utility player for the left wing or the right wing. I mean, this is all versatility, and that's what the owners are looking for.
Okay, well, let's go towards the west side of Manchester. We've seen reports about this delaying transfer move concerning Boemo, and kudos to United, they've signed Matheus Cunha. But my issue here now is signing Cunha and signing Boemo, doesn't that affect Bruno's position in the team based on the formation of 3-4-3 Xavier?
Okay, let's say United's manager Amorim uses 3-4-3. We are all familiar with 3-4-3. The 2 10s, the left attacking midfielder and right attacking midfielder, should traditionally be occupied by Cunha and Mbeumo, of course. Then a 9. But Bruno is the kind of player that guarantees you so much. He can play as a false 9. He can play as a left attacking midfielder, a right attacking midfielder, a midfielder, a centre midfielder. The only position I've not seen Bruno play in Manchester United is a defensive midfielder. He has played as a left back. He has played as a centre back, I think in the 4-3 against Liverpool. So Bruno is one person that you cannot box to a certain position. Right now, the addition of Cunha and Mbeumo on paper, it looks like they are displacing Bruno. But we all know that Amorim not letting Bruno leave for 120 million is going to play him. So that means he's going to play him as a centre midfielder if both players are on the team. That's Mbeumo and Cunha. They've not signed Mbeumo, so why are we discussing it yet?
Let me cut you short. The thing here is we are all forgetting that Manchester United is a big club. And yes, we had a terrible season last season. And yes, Bruno is a big player, but we've all had games where we screamed at Bruno.
Yes.
We've all had games where if Bruno is not performing, United is dead. I feel the board, the entire team wants to change that narrative. Bruno can't be the only one carrying United on his back. Having players like Cunha, Bilmo, let them compete for places. I don't care. We want to win trophies. Let them fight for their shirts. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think Bruno is also affected because Bruno can be deployed in the central midfield. He played lots of games for us in the central midfield. So that's just what I have to say concerning Bruno. I'm happy with the Cunha signing. News reaching us yesterday is that Cunha is getting the number 10.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
But based on the number 10 in jersey you talked about, is this not like, of course, we're always saying players' loyalty should be to the club. But then, this Rashford saga, he hasn't left the club yet. But still, this is your academy product. But his jersey now has been given to someone else and he hasn't left the club. So how do you feel about that scenario now when it's the club giving it back to the player?
No, we always say the players should be loyal, should respect the club. So Rashford's case started with his interview.
Yeah.
That was what happened. So if he had not said anything, forget all what they are saying. The coach in training, he doesn't train well, blah blah blah. We all know it's an internal issue. So them giving Cunha the number 10 is just saying, please leave. So I believe 4 or 5 players were mentioned that are leaving Manchester United already without the rest. That's like Centro, Malacia, Garnacho, Rashford. So I believe the rift between Rashford and the club was not pushed him out.
So let's head to the red side of London. We've seen a lot of outgoings easy concerning Arsenal. Tomiyasu, Raheem Sterling has gone back, Jorginho has left, Partey has left, CNE. Like they've lost close to 6 or 7 players. Now, how do you think they are going to find a way to replace each and every one of them? Of course, they brought in Zubimendi and all, but do you think it's enough because of it's what they've been linked to? Noni Madueke of Chelsea. Does that kind of force give them one of the striking force to challenge for the league?
Yes, Arsenal, whether we like it or not, with new additions or not, we all know Arsenal will still be up there competing for the league. So getting on, let's start with Noni Madueke. It came as a shock to me, finding out that they were linked with him. But Noni Madueke is a talented player. We all know. You play for Chelsea, you have talent. You cannot, of course. You understand what I'm saying? So it came as a shock, but if they are able to seal the deal, it's not a problem because it gives them depth. Saka played lots of games. Saka went injured. No one to step in for him. So I feel Madueke will step in for Saka when Saka can't play. You understand? They are losing Partey this season, Thomas Partey, and they got his Zubimendi, a beautiful player, talented player. He can play the kind of football Arteta wants. You understand? Then he remind me which Norgard,
Brentford.
He brings the experience of the Premier League too. So it's Arsenal and they're also linked to Sesko, right? They're linked with Sesko. I'm confused too because I don't know what Arsenal is doing between Sesko and Gyökeres. I think Arteta prefers Sesko to Gyökeres. And I think
Adrebeta is sporting director.
Yes.
Gyökeres.
So we'll watch out how it will play out for Arsenal.
I personally prefer Watkins to Arsenal.
Who's Watkins linked to now?
Watkins is linked to
Manchester, but Arsenal is also.
But these,
I mean, they went for him like last January, so it's also a possibility.
These strikers I mentioned are strikers I feel Chelsea should have been going for. But then, well, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go towards the man Pep Guardiola. We've seen the rush of signings they made vibe. They brought in Ryan Cheki, Ryan Aitami, Sijani. They brought in loads of them to rush them into the Club World Cup. But we saw what happened, the early exits. Like, how would he be playing in Pep's mind, like coming into the new season?
Well, I think for Pep, it's nothing to be worried about. They are obviously new signings, and they are going to perform. We all know they're going to perform. I mean, they brought in quality additions. We've seen I do, we know what he can do. The attacking threat he poses, right? We've seen Tijani, he brought in Ryan Cherky. So these guys, they are wonderful players, and early exits isn't something to be worried about. They still have to blend in as new players. They have preseason like July 6th, right? So they still have to blend in, and obviously Pep is going to compete. Last season was a one-off for him, and he finished third, which is not that bad. You get so for Pep, he's a serial winner. He's going to compete with them. They are going to play wonderfully well, and I feel like they are even going to win this trophy.
Let me leave you with one quote from Eric Ten Hag. Eras come to an end, and I personally believe, or I'm hoping that Pep's era comes to an end.
Do you think Pep has an end?
He
He has conquered. He has done it with Bayern.
It's the same way we thought Alex Ferguson didn't have an end. Football changes, it's dynamic. New styles are coming. Before, if you told someone 10 years ago that fullbacks would be a bad thing, you would think he's a mad person. You understand? So, good coaches are coming up, good crop of new coaches that we've not heard their names before, and they are doing wonderful things. So I feel, and I'm hoping that Pep's era comes to an end because he has dominated us so much.
But you know, it's the hope that kills.
Yes, yes.
Obviously.
Okay, let's get go towards AS Monaco. Monaco, we've seen Monaco are trying to, how should I say, the failed wonder kids and the player that don't live up to his expectations. I'm talking about Ansu Fati and Paul Pogba. They signed both of them. Like, how does this boost their Champions League campaign and their league campaign next season?
You said field wonder kids. Pogba is not a field wonder kid.
To some, he did not meet his expectations.
Pogba achieved everything in football. He was the golden boy, and he showed that he was the golden boy. He helped France win the World Cup. He played in the best club in the world. We all know. So I don't believe Pogba didn't reach his potential. He did. So back to the question concerning Monaco. Monaco did very well last season. They finished third. They got a spot in the Champions League. So I feel the addition of Pogba and Ansu Fati is not a bad one because everybody was scared of the risk that comes with Pogba. But people forget the talent that Pogba holds. And while he was serving his ban, he always continued training. He was always training. You could see on social media he was posting training videos and so on and so forth. You understand? So getting Pogba is a good deal for them, I believe, because he adds to the team. Pogba is 32 years. He's an experienced player. Monaco has lots of young players around him, and Pogba will feel at home because he's in France. You understand?
Yeah.
But with Ansu Fati, it is tricky because he hasn't. He's like he hasn't had a lot of games to play, and we are not sure of the injury problems. Yeah, he was, but that's life for you. That's life for you. Football changes. You see people that peak early and they die off early. You see people that come late. That's just football for you.
Okay, so since you're speaking about Fati, Xavier, let's drift towards his club Barcelona. We've seen the saga of how Nico Williams has turned them around. This is 2 seasons back to back. Like he's playing like a chess game. Now they've put in a release clause for him for next season. Like, how do you think about the situation?
So it came as a surprise to everybody that Nico didn't sign for Barca anymore.
Yeah.
Based on like earlier findings, it was like a done deal. It was everywhere, Nico to Barca, Nico to Barca. Arsenal were still in play, but it was just like little noise about it. But Barcelona was like already guaranteed. Social media handles of big clubs were already talking about it. Zenit replied to a tweet.
True, I saw that.
They replied to a tweet like they replied to a text on TikTok, I think, or something. They paid
to raise funds.
TikTok gifts to raise funds for Nico. So yesterday they were asking for their refund back, and it was funny. So 10-year contract. Who signs a 10-year contract when it's not Chelsea?
So Chelsea doesn't even give 10 years. Chelsea give maximum 8 years.
It's nice, close to 9. Misha, Pablo.
Who is Pablo?
Misha.
As we calling him Pablo. So back to Barcelona. So it came as a shock when all of a sudden 10-year contract, 2035, Nico Williams signing for Athletic Bilbao. And he came out and said something about he's at home. Somebody that was twerking for Barca like some weeks ago now is not saying he's at home. So I believe they should just move on to, I think, Luis Diaz or Rashford. Those are the two names mentioned right now. For Luis Diaz, it will take a lot for Barca to get them. And for Rashford, he is there for the taking. He has already come out to say he will be happy to play with them. Lamine Yamal.
Alan, do you think that the fact that Barca didn't get Williams is because they couldn't register? Because under one of the last statements Fabrizio Romano made was Barca couldn't register. Is it a registration problem, or you're just not sure?
That's a mistake, you know what? Because if the Rashford situation, they could sign Rashford now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it has to do with like a wage problem, and because they signed Joao Garcia for 25 million, 20 million from Espanyol, the goalkeeper. They signed him. So it's not just that. I think maybe right now everything has got to do with installments. So I think Bilbao needed like a huge part of the money this season. But Barca, they're trying to cut funds from every year. So I think Barca installments was what pissed them off.
Well, I hope that with this whole saga and that United reaches off the benefits, and I hope Barcelona goes for Rashford and we are able to milk funds out of them, because down the years United is bad at selling players. I hope they are valuing Rashford now at 40 million, and hoping we can just, because Liverpool would hold on to Luis Diaz because they've lost Jota. So now the game is in our hands, United. So we need to milk Barca for as much as we can.
But I think 40 million for Rashford
that's what I wanted to say.
Yes, but you won't get more than that. That's why United set that 40 million price.
Why do you think
there's desperation to get rid of
him? They're taking his number out to number 10, which I mentioned earlier. So let's go straight to this tournament, Club World Cup. As we all know, we've been watching it, and now yesterday night Chelsea is through to the semi-finals, and Fluminense as well. Starting from the group stage, who are our personal, like, the breakout stars in the tournament that you watched and like you've monitored? Fine, you can start.
Personally, there are a lot of breakout stars I've taken note of, but for me, I'm going to be biased because I have my star boy.
It's fine.
There, you get my star boy is Esteban. He's there. He's been
Brazilian wonder.
We saw last night he delivered. He scored a goal.
It was a crazy goal.
Yeah, it broke my heart, but he's my boy still.
You won still.
Yeah, I won.
And I think during the end of the game, Cole Palmer and of the guys were with him, trying to console him. So throughout the tournament, do you like what you see since you're bringing him
on? I feel like he can get the job done. He's not going to be a straight up starter, right? But there's something when you look at him play, the way he takes on positions, you know that there's something, and I'm looking forward to him doing that.
Easy.
Just to add to it, Maresca called yesterday night a perfect night because he won and their star boy scored. So, but for me, my breakout star is someone I had never heard his name before. Gonzalo Garcia, the striker for Real Madrid, and he really, like, he busting my brain. Like, he doesn't have the build of a striker and he's filling in perfectly for Kylian Mbappe. True. Like, he's a joy to watch. You can see the zeal in the way he plays. He compensates for the lack of physicality with desire. He's a beautiful footballer, and I'm glad because by association, I'm a fan of Real Madrid, and I'm happy that they have a star boy like that.
Does his breakout affect Endrick?
Yes, it does. I don't know. I'm personally, I'm not sure what's wrong with Endrick. I don't know what's going on with Endrick. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Rodrigo. There are a lot of problems in Real Madrid that I'm not sure about.
Yours?
No, I'll have to go with him. He's never heard of Garcia. Then all of a sudden, he's scoring, he's assisting, he's linking up play well. The header goal he scored. 1-0. Beautiful header. Like it was so good. So I'm going to stick with Garcia as my breakout star.
If I was to say one person, I think when I watched the game, I think it's from Botafogo. This fella, Igor Jesus.
Their striker.
Yeah, the striker. I recently heard he has got a move to Forest.
Yes.
And Forest has got a diamond in their hands. Like the way he is fast and the way he jumps deep and he pushed I love his play. And I heard something that he signed before the tournaments. Now that's real scout work.
The scouts did so wonderful.
That's real scout work. So let's talk about the situation in this Club World Cup. We see a lot of stoppings, cooling break, thunderstorm. The other time it was Chelsea having to stay for like an hour before they come out to play. These events happening in the United States, won't it affect next year World Cup? Since it's the same venue.
Mine is, what is football? I get that they want to do the promotion. I mean, you are United States, they are not a footballing country, right? And they want to like push their boys. Sometimes you just have to let things be. Yes, this part of the world, they've got natural disasters like all over, and it's not suiting for football because it stops. I mean, the last one was I think the match Chelsea versus Benfica.
Yeah, Benfica.
And then there was like a 5 hour stop. It was a 5 hour match, sorry.
A 3 hour stop.
3 hour stop, but it was a 5 hours
hours.
match, yeah. And Enzo Maresca came out and he said something that it's not cool for the match to be suspended and the players are in the locker room and their families are calling them. It takes their mind off the game. You get, and so doing it could also result to injuries because your muscles are relaxed.
Yeah.
You have to like start
Forming up again.
all over again, right? So for me, it is not football.
It is soccer.
It is not.
What happened to the rainy days in Stoke?
Yeah, the cold night in Stoke. Like for me, it is not football. Like
Mbappe
interruptions, and I don't know how the World Cup is going to like look like.
We are seeing the template already now.
Yeah.
Like this is how the World Cup to be very American.
So,
players will come out one by one.
No, I hope not.
The game is gone.
I hope not. I hope not. So let's go straight to the Premier League fixtures.
Yeah.
We've seen the fixtures. We've seen each and every one of those fixtures. So looking at how the season has come out, like who do you think, like who are your top six based on the signings and what you're observing in the transfer markets? Xavier, start.
Top 6.
Yeah.
United wins the league.
Laughing.
Well, let
Laughing.
No, I'm serious. United wins the league. Just calm down. Let me talk. Let me shed the light. So the addition of Cunha, possibly in Belmo, a 9. But if United doesn't get a defensive midfielder that controls the ball, the likes of Busquets, like of Rodri, they're going nowhere. But biasly, United wins the league.
So second.
Then second should be Man City, Manchester City. Third should be Liverpool. Fourth should be, I don't know, Arsenal. Fourth.
Okay, let's
Chelsea misses out of
top
top 4. Then the 6th would be, I don't think Tottenham are going to do well, but I think it should be, let me go for Newcastle.
5.
I'm not going to be biased because I'm a realistic guy. I going by the transfer window, I think City gets me. I hate for that to happen because I mean it's going to be so robotic and I mean they dropped off last season and they're coming back this season to win the league.
Yeah.
So but you've seen the signings they made, they are backing Pep a whole lot, and I feel they are going to win the league for me. Yeah, and slots. And slots Liverpool is a close.
Gets the second spot.
Yeah, and slots Liverpool. Then I think Chelsea comes third. Yeah. Newcastle comes fourth. Aston Villa comes 6th. And Arsenal.
Aston Villa comes 5th.
Sorry, and Arsenal comes 6th.
Arsenal 6th.
I believe so.
Easy.
For me, I think the top two last season will remain the top two this season. In no particular order, Liverpool, Arsenal, either of them will win the league. Then third and fourth would be.
How would you be a United fan and say Liverpool win the league or come?
Saying
I'm
Arsenal
just
won't
being-
be it's criminal.
So
Let him finish.
so third and fourth, I would go with Manchester City and Manchester United. I believe I'm hopeful that Amorim will get top four. Then for the fifth and the sixth, I would go with Aston Villa and Chelsea. In no particular order, I feel Newcastle would not make the top six this season.
That's a big take. Well, for me, actually, a realistic finish for Ruben Amorim, if he's still a United manager, I do think he finishes sixth or seventh. He has like sixth or seventh. I think United finishes sixth. I think I do think Chelsea could make top four. They finish fourth position. I think Villa gets fifth. Villa gets fifth. Um,
Third, second, and first.
third should be City. Liverpool second.
Yeah.
And Arsenal Football Club
Yeah,
wins
yeah.
the league.
I saw it coming.
Premier League 2025 agency season. Just keep that up. Let's to our tribal questions. I need to ask you all. Give us your Premier League players Mount Rushmore. Xavier. 4.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore.
So the Mount Rushmore is like, is it the best or who the fans love the most?
The best, the Premier League, the best, the goats.
Okay, Premier League goats. Number one, Alan Shearer, the greatest goal scorer in the Premier League. Number two, Wayne Rooney, the second greatest goal scorer in the Premier League and like one of the greats. People judge him nowadays with his managerial career, how he was at Birmingham and the rest. But as a player, he is number two. Three should go to Thierry Henry. He won the Golden Boot 4 times, so that's why he's going as my number three. And number four, Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king. We cannot doubt his greatness.
Fine.
Doubt So obviously we have to put the quotes in conversation. Alan Shearer, I mean, he did a lot for football. He did a lot for English football. So he's going to be number one. Then we'll have a look at Frank Lampard. Super Frank, super. So Frank Lampard is up there. Then Mo Salah, I respect that guy a lot. I mean, we've had the Salah and Hazard comparison, but personally, I believe he's outdone Hazard. Yeah.
Then
The fourth, I'm not going to give it to Anatolka. We're going to go straight and give it to
John Terry.
John Terry.
So when Rooney doesn't make your
Come on, bro.
when Rooney doesn't make
It doesn't make mine.
four best
Top
players
four.
in the Premier League.
Igwe doesn't make a top four.
No.
You do know why
I
it's
don't-
called
I
Igwe?
don't know any.
It's fine. Easy.
He said he was going to be biased in the top four, top six prediction, and now
But that's
If I was being biased,
but that's no,
JT deserves it.
it's fine. It's fine.
He's a good defender. And why can't we impute
Wow,
defenders?
a good
Yeah.
defender. Easy. Yours, please.
it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But I'll go with Shearer, Wayne Rooney, Mohamed Salah, and Thierry Henry. If I'm going to sneak in a fifth, I would look for.
You cannot sneak in the two.
Well,
You can't.
I could carve. You know, Mount Rushmore
you
has
can't-
four
you
heads.
can't-
If
yeah,
I
you
could
can't-
carve
you
in a
can't
fifth
sneak
head, I'll probably carve maybe Kevin De Bruyne or
You can't sneak in.
Aguero. Some of all these
Over
people,
Frank Lampard.
even Frank Lampard is so difficult.
You can't sneak in.
So
You listed
difficult.
your four. Well, actually, I agree with both Xavier and Izzy. But the thing is here, Premier League Mount Rushmore, I think it's clear. Now, mine now. Normally, Premier League now, they started this Hall of Famer. And who are the two people they inducted together? Not just one. Because you mentioned Premier League, but not just one. Both of them together. King, Thierry Henry, and Alan Shearer. Both of them has to make your Premier League Mount Rushmore. Then for me, Waza goes straight in my top three. I don't think I can differentiate at all. Then I think I agree with what Izzy and Xavier said. Most of the things in last podcast. I don't feel he's disrespected and I don't know
Yeah, exactly.
the way he's won 2 Premier League and those 2 Premier League was his first season got 31 goals, man. Like I don't know if they go back and start checking his stats, it's fucking crazy. So he needs to be mentioned more. I don't know, probably it's because of he's an African. I'm not sure. That's my Mount Rushmore. So let's do a tribal game, 2 club 1 player challenge, which I'm sure we'll all frequently. So go straight up. Eze, Xavier, Five, and Allen. So once you're ready, you tell me. Then I'll start the count.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Newcastle.
Chelsea. Then Baba.
1. 1, 3, 2, 1.
Arsenal. Robin Van Persie.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Chelsea.
What? 3, 2, 1.
Liverpool.
Sterling.
Together.
Together. I was
Close. 3, 2, 1.
Everton.
City. Arteta.
He did not play for City.
Lescott. Joan Lescott.
Correct. That's massive.
Nice.
Call it slowly. Okay, I am 5. Alan, I'm 5.
Call. Be the referee.
We are ready.
3, 2, 1.
Chelsea.
Chaluba.
I said
First 1-0.
1-0.
3, 2, 1.
Aston Villa. Emiliano Martinez.
Okay.
2-0.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Everton.
Let's go.
2-1.
2, 1.
Newcastle.
It's going to be very hard. What comes to mind?
Should we go again?
Okay, let's go again. Let's go again.
2-1.
Yeah. Still
2, 1.
Brighton. Welbeck.
Wow.
Okay, I think we'll be rounding up in football oracle. Football oracle.
Football is our religion.